All right, good morning. I want to do a quick little review of exponents. So exponents, now if we look at multiplication, okay, so let's say we look at 3 times 3, right? Okay, so when we do multiplication, what we're really doing is repeated addition. And some of you are very familiar with this. You use this all the time. All right. So instead of 3 times 3, which would equal 9, I can also say that this came from the fact that I didn't want to keep doing this repeated addition to get 9. Okay. So like multiplication is repeated addition. All right. So if we have like 3 times 10, I don't want to add 3 and write it out 10 times. Okay? Mathematicians are very lazy people. All right? So multiplication came from the fact that I don't want to keep doing repeated addition. So this is where multiplication came from. When I'm talking about exponents, okay, exponents look like this. Let's say like this. All right. What does this mean? All right. 2 to the, quote, third power, all right, means I got to take 2, multiply it by 2, and multiply it by 2. Okay, which would give me 8. So exponents are nothing but repeated multiplication. Because again, I don't want to keep writing things over and over multiplication. If I have something that's like 2 to the 10, I don't want to do 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, blah, 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 blah. I want to go ahead and just know this is going to occur. All right, so we're going to look a little bit different examples of exponents before we hit the main topic of our day today. All right. And so if I have 4 squared, or 4 to the second power, this is nothing but 4 times 4, which is 16. Easy enough. Right? If I have 5 to the third power, okay, this is nothing but 5 times 5 times 5, which is 125. How do I know it's 125? Well, I know 5 times 5 is 25. And if I take that 25, multiply it by 5, I get back to my 125. All right? Still not too horrible. All right? If I have something that looks like this, for example, all right, everything that is in parentheses right here has to get multiplied by itself that many number of times. All right. So in this case, I have a 3w. That means I have 3w. And I multiply it again by 3w. If I wanted to break this down even further, I could say, okay, well, this is 3 times 3 times w times w. Now we know that 3 times 3 is equal to 9. All right. And what I want to look at for this is how many w's do I have? Well, I have 2 of them. Okay. So this is going to be w, and because I have 2, it's going to be squared. So my final answer is 9w squared. Okay, so if something's in parentheses, we take that entire item in parentheses and multiply it by itself. Okay. Another thing we want to look at is, like, what if I have something like this? All right. Now remember, we have to take everything that's in parentheses and multiply it by itself. So in this case, I have -3 times -3. And now we're looking at our rules of integers. If I multiply a negative times a negative, this is going to give me a positive, not necessarily that we're going to write the positive sign. Right? And then 3 times 3 is 9. So this answer ends up being 9. However, if I have this is a whole different story, and we are going to revisit this later, okay? But what this is, now the negative sign itself is not in parentheses. So when we have the exponent's only attached right here. All right? So we still have that negative sign, but now we're multiplying 3 times 3. Okay? Now 3 times 3 gives me the 9, but remember we had a negative that wasn't in parentheses, so this answer ends up being -9. And we will talk a lot more about exponent rules in the future, but this is kind of just a quick, brief overview so that we could go ahead and talk about order of operations. See you in the next video.